Hey, so just a real quick video that I wanted to share. I'm at this mastermind event right now with 20, 30 other entrepreneurs in the online coaching space, and there's probably between the combined revenue of everyone in the room, there's probably like 50 million, if not more, in the room. And we just had a speaker that sold her business for like $250 million in the woman beauty space. So it's really inspiring. So I just wanted to share a quick story on how I reluctantly become an appointment setter, and then kind of like reluctantly became a setter manager and head of sales. And it's become one of those things where I reluctantly didn't want to do it, but I ended up getting actually pretty good at it, and like getting paid now to basically teach people how to do what I reluctantly learned. And so I've had this like title in my head that I am the, like, if you've been in sales before, you might have heard of like the accidental manager. My title would be like the reluctant sales manager, if you will. So this is back in 2017. Also, the reason why I want to talk about this is I want to share with you the story on why I became an appointment setter, and why I think, personally, I think appointment setting is one of those, one of the best entry-level career jobs. If you wanted to work online, if you want to work remotely, have control of your income, it's one of those like great starter jobs to get into. So the year was 2017. I had a degree in accounting, and I didn't want to be an accountant, and I had no idea what else I wanted to do. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to start a business, right? And I was so scared and absolutely terrified at the thought of picking up the phone and cold calling business owners to start my web design business at that point, that I spent months and months and months avoiding the picking up the phone and actually trying to get to clients. And I got so sick of the process of that, and there's a longer story behind that. But at this point, I had a degree that I didn't want to pursue any further. I didn't feel I have any skills, any other skill that I could be paid for. I've done some jobs throughout college, but none of them were really anything that I could like turn into a business. And so after months of trying, after like even getting my roommate to do outbound phone calls for me, because I was too chicken to do it myself, after trying to do like cold email but only doing like 10 a day, I even tried to start an SEO writing business where I would like cold email businesses to offer SEO writing services, which also didn't go anywhere, and it wasn't really a fit with my skill sets. I thought to myself, you know what, I'm so sick of not making any money and calling myself an entrepreneur, but absolutely terrified with the very first thing and the most important thing that you need to do as a business owner, which is prospecting and getting business. I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go and get a job. And the job that I probably watched some YouTube video on like the easiest or the simplest job to get if you want to work online or have an online business. And I came across this idea of becoming an appointment setter or a sales development rep to get started in sales. And so with this, I threw myself into the job, right? It wasn't really what I wanted to do, and I was making way less than what my degree should have afforded me. Like I started with like $15 an hour plus like $25 for every appointment that I set. And I used to make like $30, $40 an hour at my other job post-college. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna learn this skill, and I'm gonna get really good at it, and then I'm gonna start working online and work remotely, and I didn't have to go into an office. So I really dedicate myself to it. So here's one of the and within 6 months I was promoted to a manager, and then a head of sales from there on. So it's led to a really pretty rewarding career where I got to travel around the US and also work remotely from anywhere in the world. I could have moved to Europe if I wanted to. And so here's why I think sales development or appointment setting is such a good entry-level job for you if you want to do anything online, right? If you call yourself an online entrepreneur, here's 3 reasons why it made the most sense for me at the time, and it still makes a lot of sense today, right? Number one is you don't need a degree. You literally can be a high school dropout, not even, and get a job as an appointment setter if you get good at the skill set, right? Number two is you can work remotely from anywhere in the world. If you are based in Europe, you can look for companies that are hiring in that area, in that time zone. You could travel while you do your job, as long as you have a internet connection that's decent enough to have conversations. And number three is the only thing that it requires is hard work. And so, yes, you might not have the right education. Yes, you might not. I didn't think I was the smartest person in the room, and I try to put myself in a room where I am not the smartest person. But with appointment setting, it doesn't really require a lot of skill set, right? It requires grit, like hard work. I always say this: if you have two of these qualities, you will do really well starting out as an appointment setter. Number one is drive. Like if you're willing to put in the work, if you're scared of the phone but you're willing to do it, to take the first step and take massive actions. Number two is coachable. So once you are willing to put in a lot of the effort and putting the activities in, I can help you become really good, and the quality will come, but it has to start with quantity. And then the fourth reason I would say why appointment setting is so valuable is if you want it to become a closer down the road, a closer who can also set meetings for themselves and know how to follow up and prospect is twice, if not way more valuable than a closer who can only close. And also with appointment setting, because you are sitting in between marketing and sales, you actually get to learn a lot more about how a business is run at a higher level than just closing, right? Because if you're just in inbound closing, by the time the prospect talks to you, they've already been educated, they've already gone through marketing, copywriting, videos, content, and you don't get the full exposure of how do I talk to somebody who might not even know what this company does, and educate them and indoctrinate them into the point where they're actually wanting to talk to somebody and become a client, right? So I find that because appointment setting sits in the middle of marketing and sales, and also sometimes customer success as well, you actually get to see a much bigger picture of how the business is run. And if your career aspiration isn't just, hey, I just want to be a closer and make money closing, you actually get a much better view of the business, and you actually get to learn a lot more skills than just closing. So as an appointment setter, you need to be able to learn a little bit of copywriting. You actually need to learn a little bit about the customer experience and the product and the testimonials. And you get to learn about selling, which is having conversation with people, right? So you actually get a much more well-rounded education starting out as an appointment setter. You will work harder for less money, but over the long term, if you want to start your own business or just become a more valuable closer, I think appointment setting is the best way to start. And that's exactly what I've done. And it's allowed me to go from literally washing feet for a living in 2017 when I restarted my whole life, to a head of sales in 4 years, where I was making north of close to $300K per year, and managing and scaling a team that did $1 million per month in revenue in 4 years without a degree. Well, I had a degree in accounting, but that doesn't count. Without a degree in entrepreneurship, if you will, starting from complete zero as a part-time setter making $15 an hour. But it would not have happened in that time frame had I not gone through the arduous and the, what you might consider below my standards as a starting job. So just wanted to share that today. Hopefully that's helpful. If you wanted to get more information or more training or more tips on how to become an appointment setter, or how to find and hire your best appointment setter to help you grow your business, subscribe and leave a tips below, and I will get to as many of them as I can.